Good morning, students. Today we'll start the MS Excel practicals. So in the MS Excel practicals, first let us discuss about the basics of the MS Excel. That means what are the different tabs available in the MS Excel? What are the different functions? What are the built-in functions? What are the shortcut keys? Everything. First, I'll give a brief about that. If you observe this sheet, this complete sheet, it's called MS Excel sheet. So every sheet, first it consists of the different boxes. If you observe, this is one box, this box. This box is nothing but it is called as the cell. What a cell? A cell is an intersection of, if you observe, this is containing in the D column, A, B, C, D. Always the column names are specified with alphabets, and if you observe the row names here, the row names are given by numbers. So this is the intersection, whatever the cell I said, this is the intersection of the cell D and intersection of the column D and the third row. So in third row, D column is this value. So this indicates the value as D3. So what is the location of this particular cell? It is given as D3. That means fourth column and the third row value. So first I will give a brief about this, all the tabs. If you observe, this is the file. So in this file menu, you'll be having different uh, options related to your current file. It means how to save a file, save as option, and open. That is for new, open a new worksheet, or close this one, new one, print, how to print, and here options, exit. So save, you know how you need to save your file by giving some location. Coming to save as, what is the difference between save and save as? Save, it is used to save the current file, whereas save as means already you have saved the file, but if you want to make some modifications to that file, you use save as. Suppose first file name you have written something else. Suppose you have written BSc. So for the, but you want the actual file name as MSCS. So you will use the save as option. So in that save as option, you can edit your name and you can also change the location of that file where you want to save. This open and close, next to new, that means it can open the new worksheet. Print, if you want to print your Excel sheet, you can print, save and send this options. So different Excel options are there. That means if you, especially if you want to add some tools related to stats, in that we use this option, that is add-ins. In Excel add-ins, for analysis, doing the analysis, we use this analysis package. So this is the Excel add-ins option. It's coming to home tab. In your home tab, you will have the all the required basics, all the basic tools are, they will be there in the home tab only. If you observe, here you have cut, here you have copy, format painter. So all this cut, we know if you want to delete this, cut this cell value, then we use cut. So for cut, the shortcut key is Control X. If you use Control X, so if you plus Control plus X, it indicates you can cut your value. Now I'm using Control X. So this can be cut from here, and this value I can paste here. So if you want to move from here to here, then we use this cut. Copy. If I want to copy this value, I'll use the shortcut Control C. So by pressing Control C, and here I want to paste, I'll use Control V. So if you observe Control C, Control V, whenever you are using, you'll get a duplicate value. Whereas if you use cut and paste, this value will be cut here and it will be pasted here. And these are all the text formats, which text format you can be used. This BIU indicates bold, italic, and underline. Here, fill, it is a fill for the, if you observe a paint bucket like this, it indicates fill for your cell. If I observe this, I've selected the cell. So fill, if I any color, it will fill the color of the cell. Whereas the text color, font color of the text. So if you are having A, if you click on this and select any color, it will highlight the text color. Next, these are all related to the alignments. If I select this, the lines are to the top. If I select the cell, the values will be written on the top of the cell. If I select this, the values will be in middle. If I select this, the values comes down. Similarly, this indicates, this is a cell, right? So left alignment, the value, the text will be or number will be moved to left side. If I select middle, that value will come to middle. If I select right, the text will be aligned to right. Coming to wrap text. So if you have the text, if you want to combine any text, we use this wrap text. Next, coming to merge and center. So whenever you have two different cells, if you are selecting this one, so merge and center means it will combine all the cells which I have selected. So merge and center. So this complete whatever the text is I have selected, that will be merged to one cell. Next is coming to different, whatever the format number formats we want to use, that formats we can use here. It's coming to conditional formatting. This conditional formatting, first you have some numbers. I'll enter some numbers. So I've entered some numbers. I've entered some random numbers. For this random numbers, I'll be applying conditional formatting. Formatting means we know we are changing or we are highlighting or formatting our cells. So conditional formatting means based on some condition we are going to format our cells. So what are the different conditions you can observe here? First one is highlight cell rules. Highlight means we are going to highlight some cells based on these conditions. What are the different conditions? Greater than, less than, between, equal to, text that contains a date occurring, duplicate values. First we'll say greater than. So I want to highlight the cells which are greater than, suppose I type it as 35. So I want to highlight the cells which are greater than 35, or I'll take some other number. I'll highlight the cells which are greater than 56. So here options are also given using which color you want to highlight. So select that one. Okay. If you observe, see, these cells are highlighted: 73, 58, 97, and 97. If you observe, all the highlighted cells are greater than here 58 value. Similarly, if I apply conditional applying and highlight cells of less than value. So less than, I type some 58 only. So all the values. So this one I'll change the color. Okay. Now if you observe, this green color are the values which are less than 58, and the pink color values are the values which are greater than 50. So like this, you can use conditional formatting for greater than and less than to highlight some values greater than or less than. Similarly, between. So you want to highlight the values in between, suppose 20 to 30. So you can select this one, equal to. If you want to highlight only some particular value, we use equal to. Next, text that contains. If you have a text, so in the text, if you have a particular word, you want to highlight that word, we'll use this. So duplicate values. If you observe here, you have 97 and 97 two times here. So that are called duplicate values that can be highlighted. Similarly, next, top bottom rules in the conditional formatting. So top 10 items. So from the selected cell, the 10 items will be highlighted. Next one, 10%, top 10%. So if you want to highlight some percentages, percentage to values, that is top 10%, top 20%, 30%, that will be highlighted. Next, bottom 10 items. So Similarly, like top 10 items highlighted, bottom 10. Similarly, bottom percent, above average. That means the average value, above that average value, we are going to highlight the cells, or below some average value. Next, data bars. So this can be displayed. If you observe here, you are having different values. See, observe. So data bars indicates your values will be given some diagrammatic presentation. So if I select this one, gradient fill, I'm selecting this particular value. So if you observe, this is 97, it is filled completely. So 39, it is filled up to 39. So how much? Based on that percentage value, this gradient fill will be applied. That is conditional formatting using bars. So you can use any type like this. Similarly, next conditional formatting is color scale. So same like conditional formatting. In conditional formatting, I got same color, right? So here we get different types of colors. See, different types of colors will be displayed for this. So before that, I need to remove that one. This conditional formatting, let us see. Different colors will be displayed for different things. For set of values, from set of values to different colors. Whereas data is only single color. Icon set. So here you'll be having different symbols which can be inserted along with your text. So like this arrow marks or circles, or you can see any indicators, the ratings. If you want to see like this rating, so this will be given. So rating 97 indicates greater value, so it is filled completely. If the 10 indicates a small value, so 10 indicates small value. So here the value is filled only the ones in one bar only. Next, the different format cell styles. You can choose your cell styles, how to give the different styles to your cells. And insert, here you can insert new cells, new rows and new columns. Delete, here you can delete your cells, delete your entire row or delete entire column also. So these are the different functions. Auto sum, that means for the selected values, it will create the sum. Auto sum indicates it will create the sum values, display the sum. The if you add all this, what are the difference? See here you get the answer 486. By adding all the values, we get auto. Fill, we know that is filling the values. Sort, see you are having these values. These values I want to sorting. Sort means we know. So from in the alphabetical order, the if they are names, you'll use alphabetical. If I use this one, see from small to big, all the numbers are arranged in the ascending order. Suppose if I select filter and this one set to A, that means from larger to smaller values, it will be arranged in the descending order. So these are different items to find and select. To find some particular value, you can use find which value you want to find. If there is a huge text, we cannot find this particular value. If I want to find 58, so it is in this cell. This was selected. So like this, it is used to find. And you want to find and replace some value, you use this. The shortcut key is Control F for this. To find some value, you use Control F. So these are the different options under the Home tab. Insert, next coming to insert, in your insert time, you can insert pivot table, or simply you can, for your data only, you can create a table. You can insert pictures here by selecting this option. You can insert picture from your library, that is from your PC. Any clip art shapes, you have different shapes that can be inserted here. Smart art, so smart art, you'll be having different types. Suppose if I select this one again, write different text in this. See, here I can write text. Here I can display. This is called smart art. Again, it is used in the visualization only. How to visualize the data. Next, you have screenshot. You have column. So these all in the insert bar. It is used for data visualization, where you have different types of charts: column chart, line chart, pie chart, bar chart, area chart, pie chart, all this. Next, text box. If you want to insert a text box, you will use this header and footer. Header indicates the top value on the sheet. Footer indicates the. So if you click header and footer, so this indicates your header and footer values. The next, clearly, so different options in the header and footer will be displayed here. So close this one. So different options in the next page layout. Here you'll get what are the different page orientations you have. That is portrait or landscape, or that the formulas. So different mathematical and statistical formulas can be obtained from formulas menu. Coming to data. In data, you'll be having different categories of analyzing your data, data validation, data analysis, everything can be given in under data. Next, view. How you want to view your Excel page. Yes. Now we'll see the different functions in the MS Excel. So first, if you observe, this is sum function. So I said sum function is used to sum some values. So how we will use this function? We'll show how we will use these functions. So you want to sum some values. Always whenever you are using any operation or whenever you are using any formula, it is important to type equals to. Equal to indicates that you are going to type some value. So first equals to, you're finding sum, so type sum. Open the bracket. So after opening the bracket, you are going to select the values for which you want to do the sum. Then close the bracket. Type enter, you will get the sum. So the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 10. So in this way, we use the sum function. Similarly, length. This function length indicates the length of your values. So here you have NAME space S. So if you use length function, how you will use? You'll type equals to LEN length of the particular this cell. Enter, you will get the answer as 6. So why you are getting 6? So whenever you use this length function, it counts the number of values in that. The length will be given, including the space. NAME space is total 6 values. Next, trim. This is the trim function. If you observe here, they're having some spaces, space, J, N, T, all spaces. So trim function, what does it do? Means it is going to remove the spaces in your text. So before this J, you are having some space, so that can be removed. The right function, so it displays the right of any cell. So what is the right value? That will be displayed. Left function, similarly left value will be displayed. If you type today, it will give you the today's date. If you type month, it will give you the month in your particular series based on this value. Similarly, this absolute ABS. So in some cases, we'll use the absolute values, right? Absolute means the negative values will also be converted to the positive values. So this absolute ABS function is used to convert the negative to positive values. Round values. So round values indicates the exact roundup values. Next, all these functions, search function, I said if function. So if function is same like the conditional formatting by using the function. If you type if, then you use the condition, select that value. If this value is less than or greater than 20 or not, we can find out. Rand is a function. It is used to find out the random numbers. So if you simply type rand equals to and rand, it will give you some random number between the 0 to 1. Next, coming to rand between. So if I type rand between some interval, then that can be displayed. The random numbers between some interval, suppose 5 to 10. So in between 5 to 10, the different random number can be generated. So this you will be studying in the third sem, that is how to generate the random numbers. Next, we will see some other functions. There is some count functions and sum functions and average functions, which are very important. So first here you have a pivot table where you have different columns, serial number, ID, name, department, expenses. So now the serial numbers. So first I'll say about the count functions. Here you have simple count function. So if you're typing equals to count of some values. So which values? Suppose I'm selecting these values. So I'll select these values. So if I use count on these values, it gave me 0. Why it gave me 0? We'll check on other thing also. Count of, I'll select department. If I select count of department also, it gave me 0. Next, suppose if I select count of these values, suppose the count of these values gave me 70. So what does it mean? So here one thing to remember, that count is only used on the numerical values. You can count the number of numerical values present in this. So and if you observe for the name and department, you're having in this name you have some missing values. So count will not give you the missing values count. Here you are having same like that, you are having text, so it will give the count of text. So you got 17 count. If you observe from here to here, there are 17 values. So you get the answer as 17. Next, coming to count A. Now I'll see the function count A. Count A of this value and this. So if I select this values and close the bracket, count A, it is giving me 0. Similarly, once again, no, it won't give 0. Count A of this set of values. That is giving me the answer 11. Count A, what does it do? Means it avoids the missing values and give the count of the cells which are entered. So here the values are entered in 11 cells, so answer is 11. So whereas if you use only count function, it will not count the empty values. It will not avoid the empty values, directly it will give the 0. If you use count A, you can identify how many number of values are entered. Similarly, next is count blank. So in count A, you are counting the number of values. So here count blank indicates how many are the blank values that can be known. So count blank of, what is the range? So this values. So there are 7 values. So total there are 18 values, including this. I didn't include here. I see count of this complete values. If I don't select that complete value, I'll get 17. I didn't select this value. Similarly, here also, if I don't select that value, I'll get 6. So 6 plus 11, total 7 values we get for this column. So count blank indicates count of the blank cells only. Count if. So count if is used for some particular condition. If indicates always condition, right? If you type count if. So first what we select one range. So I'll select this range. Count if, comma, you're going to type your criteria. So which values you want to correct? If 1001. That means I'm going to count how many values in this cell, in this range are 1001. 10 values. So if you observe here, 10 values are having in the selected range 1001. The same thing can be used for the text and numbers also. Next, count ifs. Count ifs means if you have more than one condition, we use count ifs. If means we are selecting only one cell, one condition. Count ifs means you will select one cell, one condition. One cell, range, one condition. Like that, multiple conditions you can check in this count ifs. Next, sum functions. So these sum functions, so that is are used for additions. So how we use the sum functions? So sum means it gives you the sum of all the values, sum of, you will select the range. So here I'm selecting sum of these complete values. So sum of these expenses values I'll get it as 10050. Similarly, we are having sum if. So sum always indicates, if always indicates some condition. So sum if, what is the condition I'm going to select here? First, I'll select the range, complete range. So in this complete range, next, comma, if you observe what is the criteria you want, that criteria you will select. So my criteria is that at a particular value, this one, E8, I have selected. So actually, I want to sum if to sum the values of the admin suppose or IT suppose. This is my range. So in this range, I'm going to, my criteria is that I'm going to, I select only IT people. So in this IT people, this criteria, next comma, sum of the range. If you observe here, you're getting the, here you get the syntax of your formula or function if you are using. Now I will select the sum of the range for which cells I want to find the range. So this cells I want to find the range. So answer is 4665. So what does it giving? It is giving in this table wherever you have IT. I've selected IT, right? So wherever you have IT, that IT totals you are finding. So here IT, this one, wherever you have IT, that totals can be found. So based on this column values, I'm finding the totals in this column. Similarly, sum ifs. Sum if indicates one column, sum ifs indicates two conditions, more than one condition. If you have, you will use sum ifs. Same in this here, same like before one, we have done sum if for one condition. Sum ifs indicates for more than one condition. Similarly, next, average functions. So average means for the given set of values, we are going to find the average values. So so average functions are we use equal to average. And open the bracket, select your range, this complete range. So for this complete range, the average will be average of the complete values. The cell select, close the bracket. So the average will be displayed. So next, average if. So average if means based on some condition, we are going to find the average. So here it is specified. See, number one, number two, that average if first you selected range. So in this range, I want to find the averages of only suppose admin. So I'll select this values, comma. What is my criteria? I want to find only admins, right? So I'll select the admin value, comma. For which range you are finding the average? For these range. So in this complete range, wherever you have admin values, only the admin values, for that admin values, they are going to find the average. That is admin if. So if you have only one condition, we use average if. If you have more than one condition, we use average if s. So these are the different sum and functions. So similarly, along with this, we can have some statistical functions also. Average indicates mean. You can find the range. You can find the maximum values, maximum of a set of values. You can find the minimum by using the function min. Similarly, you can find the standard deviation by using the function std. Stdev is a function used to find out the standard deviation. So directly there are some built-in statistical functions which can be used to find out the statistical averages like average, standard deviation, maximum value, minimum value. You can find the variance. So like this, different functions are also given. If you observe, you'll have in this formulas. In this formulas, you'll have different financial, logical, text, date functions, lookup functions, maths and trigonometric function. In more functions, you'll have the statistical functions if you observe. So these are the statistical functions, averages, count functions, some distributions we'll be studying in the next sessions. So these are the different functions which can be used for the in the calculation purpose. Next, we have some more functions like this functions freeze panes. So freeze panes is used to freeze your cells. So if you are selecting freeze panes at any value or any cell, you can freeze that cell. That means whenever you're scrolling your scroll bar, that freeze panes, whatever you have selected, that value will not scroll. That will be displayed on the top. So it depends on cell. So move or copy sheets. Here I have different sheets like this. Here one sheet, two sheet. So one sheet can be moved from other sheets also. Next filter I have seen sort. We have seen text to call a remove duplicates. Whenever you have different types of duplicated values that can be duplicated. Next. So these are the different functions. Next coming to data visualization. Next, we'll see the data visualization.